Hello, Wikipedians. This is Don Black, and this is the Magical Spots Wikipedia podcast. Today, we are going to discuss visualization. You can find a companion article to this discussion in the Wikipedia, and that link will be in the show description for you. What is visualization? Visualization, very simply, is just creating a picture in your mind of something. In the sense of magic, it's usually your goal and perhaps the steps toward your goal. For example, when I was trying to get this house that I am in now, I did quite a few different things. But one thing that I did was I would visualize myself in the kitchen cooking, or I would visualize my furniture in the various rooms. Whenever I was, preparing a meal in my old house, I would visualize myself preparing a meal in the new kitchen. And that was part of my manifestation. But visualization is often an important part of your spell work. When you're casting a spell, the instructions may say visualize your goal or your intention as part of the spell. So what does that mean? How do you do it? And what if it's hard for you? Some people find it difficult or even impossible. And, that's okay, because everybody's brain works different. Everybody's magic is going to be different according to their personal, their backgrounds and their own, natural energies, belief systems. It's all going to be different. So there are a few different ways that we can look at visualization. All of them are valid if they work for you. Remember, you do have permission to toss anything that acts as more of a hindrance than a help in magic and embrace what works for you, as long as you're not hurting anyone, of course. So visualization is important skill for spell work and manifestation. It's if you are in any of those manifestation gurus, self-help folks, they talk about visualization a lot. Many spells, as I mentioned, will also encourage you to visualize your goal while you're doing the physical part of the spell, or while you're chanting, or whatever else you are doing as part of the spell. Some witches use visualization basically as part of the entire spell. It's really that powerful. Visualization can also help to direct dream work, your meditations, and really any goal-oriented activity. The purpose is, or the benefit, I suppose, is that it helps you to clarify your goal. If you're sort of playing a movie in your head of the thing that you want to happen, you can sometimes get a, as you're getting a visual, if you will, you can see problems that might come up. You might think of things that you haven't thought of before. But of course, while you're doing spell work, you should be focusing on a specific goal, not exploring. That would be the visualization within meditation, that you would be exploring your intention to solidify it. But during spell work, the goal of visualization is to create sort of the energetic atmosphere inside yourself of the goal. Like, how will you feel once that goal has happened? So what you're doing is sort of creating a magnetic situation the energy to match the goal, to sort of draw it to you. So the visualization is creating the feeling, sort of stimulating the emotions associated with the goal. So you want to change your personal energetic situation in relation to the goal. This is key to spell work. And also manifestation. And it is, it's really what it's all about, is to create that energetic change. And visualization is a very, very powerful tool to do that. Is it the only tool? No, absolutely not. And is putting a picture of your goal in your head the only way to go about it? No. More on that coming right up. Because many people actually have problems with this. I am myself an extremely visual person, and the idea to me that, people aren't walking around with pictures in their heads all the time is strange. But you know what? My husband doesn't walk around with pictures in his head. He walks around with music in his head all the time. And I think that's really strange. So, and he can't imagine walking around with the pictures in his head. And if my head can't come up with a picture, I actually have the words spelled out in my head, in gorgeous script that I cannot make actually happen with my hands. So, but that's me. There are tons of people in this world whose brains don't work that way. Probably most. I don't know for sure. And some people simply can't visualize. There's aphantasia is an actual condition that many people have. You may have it. Or, someone you may know may have it and you might not know at all because, until they're trying to call up a picture in their head. And pretty much everybody feels like the way their brain works is normal until it becomes a problem. So if it's never been a problem until now, then, you've just been living your life and it's fine, Does this mean you can't do magic? No, not at all. You just got to do something a little different. And everybody's going to do their own different thing. Some people, even people who are able to visualize, may have self-esteem or anxiety issues that prevent them, or maybe I actually see it a lot in people learning magic, is they feel silly about it. They almost feel maybe embarrassed about it. Even when you're by yourself, and especially when you're with a group. And this may be a block that, you want to get over or, get around. We're told all our lives to quit daydreaming, and we're always told to, focus on the here and now. And we're also supposed to be learning mindfulness and focusing on the present. So this daydreaming, imagining yourself in a future different situation is something we've probably been scolded for doing at some point in time. Maybe not. I suppose it depends on your upbringing. And maybe you don't really know what your goal looks like. And if that is the fact, if that is the issue, then there's ways around that too. I know that a lot of people, I can't remember who it was. Was it Jason Miller? Was it? I don't know. One of the writers wrote that it's extremely difficult for someone who has never had money or someone who is in poverty to cast a spell for money, because it's so hard to imagine, it's so hard to visualize and create that energetic state that is money. because we don't know what it feels like. You don't know what that looks like. Um, and a lot of times you'll be thinking about getting money or where it will come from and all these other, like, I'm going to get money, I'm going to be rich. Where is it going to come from? How am I going to do? And then those thoughts will actually change your visual. And that can be a struggle as well. There are techniques to overcome these issues. There's ways to get through them and ways to get around them. You can let others do the visualizing for you. If you don't know what it looks like, if you're having a hard time with it, you can look at magazines, websites, stock photo sites, maybe even AI art bots, to come up with images based on the keywords associated with your goal. Use the internet. Back when witchcraft was first getting on the internet, which was pretty early on when the internet was pretty new, there were a lot of folks saying that technology was going to interfere with our magic and drain our magic. But I think it is fine to use technology for magic. Obviously, you're using technology to learn about magic right now, and I'm using it to teach you. I hope I'm being helpful. And I feel that if you need some help visualizing, you are perfectly welcome to get online, type in a few keywords, see what other people, make yourself a Pinterest board. But once you've done that, you've got yourself some good images, I do want you to print them out and get tactile with them. Because I think that's important. So make yourself a vision board, put them up on a bulletin board where you can look at them. You can make a composite image of yourself, put a picture of you in the car or the house or surrounded by, money or whatever it is you want, whatever you're going for. But don't be afraid to use technology. If you're into AI art, do it. If you know how to use photo editing software, go for it. But I do want you to print it out and get tactile with it because I do feel like that's important. And then you can use it as a focus during your spell casting. If visualizing yourself makes you uncomfortable or creates a block, you can try visualizing someone else. You can, like your favorite character in a book or TV show, someone that you admire, that you strive to be like, even your spirit guide or an ancestor, your RPG character. Or you can make someone up for the purpose. Create yourself an imaginary friend, a stand-in for you. I know it sounds silly, but you know what? Magic can be silly, and that's okay. You can, if you want to like make yourself a doll or a puppet to be your sympathetic proxy for visualization, feel free. That is a tool that may prove valuable to you, and you are welcome to use it. Charge it with your own energy. Give it a name, like your name backwards or something. I wouldn't let anybody else touch it or even know it exists. But, feel free. Make a drawing, make AI art, make somebody for you, whatever. Doesn't have to be an actual puppet or poppet. And then that can be your sympathetic proxy for your visualization. You don't have to visualize yourself. You have this other part of you that you can use. Sort of like birthing a servitor or creating a puppet for sympathetic magic. You can consider writing a story about a person who has some things in common with you, that achieves the goal, that has already achieved the goal you're aiming for. You can illustrate it if you're inclined. You don't have to. The story should be take place after they've achieved the goal, describing what their life is like. And you should have flashbacks exploring the steps that they went through. So it doesn't have to be great. Nobody's going to read it but you. Try that. That might be something that helps you through your visualization. You can also consider using sigils. Sigils can be created using Spear's technique, using written words or images. Or symbols. It combines either words, images, or symbols, and into a unique symbol that means your goal, whatever it may be. And it is specific to you. It's specific to that goal. And it gives you something to focus on during spell work. You can try checking out sigils. There is a page on it on the Wikipedia, and YouTube is full of videos about how to make sigils. Cool stuff. If the visual part is an issue, you can scrap it. You have permission. You can scrap anything that is getting in your way to your goal here. There are many non-visual alternatives to visualization. Remember the purpose of visualization when you're thinking of alternatives. It's to create the energetic atmosphere inside yourself to sort of magnetize yourself for your desired goal. The rest of the parts of the spell, the external parts, are also helping to create that energetic atmosphere. So you are bringing in stones and herbs and scents and colors and sounds and all of those, you got your correspondence tables and that's what those are. They are things that encourage the vibration toward that goal. And vibration's not the right word, and neither is magnetizing, but, we're working with the vocabulary we have. But all of these tools that you have here, all of these spell components, ingredients are working toward that same thing, that the visualization. Some are external, some are internal. So you can consider all of your other senses and consider, can you, what does it smell like? What does it sound like? Is there a song on the radio that sounds like your goal? Is there a song that you are familiar with? It sounds like money to you, or maybe a couple of songs. You can make yourself a playlist. You can do a dance and bring that energy into your dance, so full body energetic mode there. Maybe you could put coins in a container and shake them rhythmically while you dance. While you listen to this music, shake it along. Maybe put on some expensive perfume or sit in a new car and smell that new car smell while you listen to the radio. The people at the dealership are going to think you're weird, but you know what? People think I'm weird. And, it's okay. Try to capture the feeling of your goal in other ways, is what I'm saying. Do you have, maybe you could dress the part. Dress up, put on a costume, put on some makeup. It's fine. Some jewelry. Maybe, again, if we're looking at money, just because money is easy, you could, money is an easy example to think up, is what I mean to say. You can, put on some jewelry, go try on some jewelry, go to some stores you can't afford and just look at stuff. Try stuff on. Pretend you're going to buy them. And then, of course, give them back and, pretend you're still shopping and, give yourself that feeling of being able to just buy whatever, some jewelry, a nice car. I know for some of us it's just about warm clothes and food, but, shoot for the sky. And just try to capture that feeling of being able to afford whatever you want. You know what I mean? And then bring it to your spell work. Try to remember the feeling. The image doesn't matter. And if there is anything that you can do to sort of trigger that, like maybe while you're doing this thing that's capturing the idea, like shopping for jewelry and pretending you can afford it, maybe you've got your earbuds in listening to certain music, or a certain story. I know when I have a playlist that I listen to while I'm doing certain chores. And then when I go back, like if I'm weeding the garden, I start getting that playlist going through my head and I need to go listen to it. It's not always music. I listen to the stories a lot over and over. I'm crazy like that. And also, if you are numerically inclined, don't be afraid to use numbers. You can use graphs, you can use timelines, you can use spreadsheets. Again, print them out so you got that tactile thing going on. Feel free to use numbers, and if numerology is your thing, bring that in. Some people think in numbers. I personally, I can't. I don't remember numbers from like 5 seconds ago, so so numbers don't work for me. But I know some people are super number inclined, so try that. These are just a few ideas for visualizing or getting around visualizing. Visualizing is an important skill. Not everyone finds it easy. If you don't, just remember what it's there for, and then find a different way to get to that place. And I think you will have your own unique way of casting spells, of doing your magic, and that is okay. We are all going to do it our own way. If you ask 10 witches how to cast a spell properly, you're going to get about 15 different answers. So, be creative. Do what works for you. And that is about all I have to say about that today. I hope that was helpful. I look forward to any questions, comments, additions. If you guys have ideas about this, I'd love to hear that as well. Check out our socials to connect. I do run these ad-free in Patreon if you want to go there and check them out. And I will be back next week with another topic for you. In the meantime, have a lovely week.